Let's apply to some conferences. Before I can go to conferences and speak at conferences, I need to apply for speaking at the conferences. You've seen in my other 2 videos that that's part of what I do as a technologist, that's part of what I do as a member of the tech community. I love doing it, I love sharing knowledge, I love learning from other people. So this is a big part of what I do day to day. And today I thought I'd show you how I apply and what the process looks like and how I manage my own submissions and how I track and plan my time. I thought that I would not go to as many conferences this year as I did last year. Last year was really like something pops up, I apply, I get accepted, I go. There wasn't really any thought to put into it, and that's how I rolled last year. That's how it worked for me, right? This year I thought that I would go to fewer conferences, but to bigger ones, and 2 of my big submissions got rejected. So I had applied for Google Cloud Next, which is Google Cloud's biggest event. This year it's in Las Vegas. It is bigger than usually, and they opened a CFP, a call for papers, call for proposals, which wasn't the case up until now. Up until now, you had to be invited to talk, to present. We as GDs, Google Developer Experts, were notified about the opening of the CFP. It's called call for papers, call for proposals. It's called CFP, it's called call for papers. Probably that term comes from scientific conferences where you would submit a paper. We don't submit papers, as in research papers. I mean, if I'm gonna go and talk about Terraform, that's not gonna be a scientific paper, you know. So GDs were notified about the opening of these CFPs, and we all applied, or some of us applied. I did 2 quite ambitious proposals in terms of the demo part of them. I was going to showcase like big parts, or like ambitious, more ambitious than I usually do, let's say, parts. And they were both rejected. And then the other one was Devoxx France, Devoxx Paris. They are having 4,500 people this year, I think, and for a particular reason that I'm not going to go into, I only submitted 1 talk. Usually you are allowed to submit a number of talks. For Devoxx, I don't remember the number. For Google Next, it was 2. You were only allowed to submit 2. So that was a lot of pressure. Usually it's like 3. 2 is very little. And for Devoxx Paris, I wasn't selected either. So let's apply to a couple of more. I have a couple of events in mind, and we're gonna have a look at them, shall we? First of all, I have a Miro board. That's how I manage my events, community contributions, community participations. It started with managing blogs as well, but blogs and YouTube videos for now are very ad hoc. So I just do them whenever I do them, and I don't bother logging them in this Miro board. But this is mostly for events and travels. So this is my 2024 calendar, and this was 2023 calendar. I was busy. I was busy last year. So you can see that everything that is in blue, I log my own travels here as well. Kind of magenta ones are events in London that I have to be at. For example, one is called Tequila Thursdays. One is a birthday party, barbecues, Google Next London, for example, and so on. Yellow ones are the conferences and events where I was speaking at or like doing something. And then green ones were the ones where I was supposed to attend or was attending, but not speaking. This year is, for now, empty year, and that was probably one of my intentions for this year. Like I said, do less events, but bigger ones. Let's have a look. The way the events and submissions themselves are managed is through a mind map. This is where I have conferences, meetups, and other. Other meaning Twitter spaces, podcasts, trainings, mentorings, things that are like content creation with other people. So not my own content creation, but with other people. We have a Google Cloud training and a podcast that I've just done. The green ticks mean that it is done. Then you have a unicorn for when I have submitted a CFP, a rocket when it's happening, and then done means I have done it already. In here, we will have a list of events. Snow Camp Grenoble, done. I've published a video about it. Google Cloud Next declined, the Devoxx Paris declined, and here we have a couple of the events that I would like to submit to. And a couple of those where CFPs are either not open yet or I haven't thought about it. Well, there's one event missing, Devoxx Morocco. I was writing it in French, Maroc. So this one, I don't think the CFP is open yet. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep the link, and this is 2nd to 4th of October. So I'm gonna add it here. Morocco. I applied for this last year, but it clashed with Google Next, London. And being a senior cloud architect in a Google Cloud partner company, that's like the biggest commercial event. So I had to be in London. So I couldn't go. And that is a shame. And I'm kind of slightly self-conscious, probably irrationally, that the organizers are going to see my name and remember that I couldn't come last year. I withdrew my proposals last year. It's not like they selected me and I dropped out the last second. But, you know, the rejection in this world is real. Let's have a look what I have in the list. In this list, I have Swiss Cloud Native Days. I met a speaker in Grenoble at Snow Camp, and they have presented last year at Swiss Cloud Native Days and had a wonderful experience. Speakers can also have a wonderful or less wonderful experience depending on the conference. So they said that it was amazing and the event was good. It's a smaller event, about 300 people, but it's a lovely one. And I started my career in Switzerland. Not in Bern, because this one is Bern, in Bern, but it still hold very kind of nostalgic attachment to Switzerland. And if there is an event or a conference connected to DevOps or cloud or infra, any sort of technology I work with, I will consider applying and consider going, because it's just so sweet for me. Let's go into the link and see what we can do. Call for speakers. So this is how you do it. You have the event website. You have a topic of interest of the community. Please get in touch and submit your proposal by April 30. Let's apply. This is Sessionize, which is wonderful. Sessionize is a platform that gives you the system to manage your talks. Granted, it's not for everyone. Granted, it's not used by everyone. For example, all of the French conferences use a different Talks.dev, I think it's called, which is developed by someone from the French community, so it makes sense that they use it. But my list of talks is on Sessionize. If we look at my public profile, we'll see a little bit of intro, a playlist on my channel with the recordings of some of my previous talks and interviews and videos that I've done with other people. And then you have a list of my talks that I can submit, that I can talk about. So what I would do for CFPs that are hosted on Sessionize, I would just apply one of the talks that exist. Like, for example, that's one of the talks that I've done before, building a cloud-native data platform with security in mind. And you have the description, and you have like notes that you can provide to organizers only. For me, it's always a recording or a blog post. If it's something that I haven't done before, it will be something else. Best screenshot ever, thank you very much. So if I think about what I want to apply for in a conference, I will look at their content and maybe select one of the talks that I have pre-prepared, or then create one if it's a new event, or if there is something that I want to talk about. For example, last year for the DevFest Nantes, I wanted to talk about something cool and something new, something interesting, not a topic that I've already spoken about. So I created this one, Go Serverless, but is it secure? And it has like a long description so that everyone knows what to expect. And now I have a recording of this talk. This is from DevFest Nantes. Now I can point people to it, and then I say that I've given several talks la la la. Basically, where I was going to with that is, for some events I will create a new talk, and for others I will apply with one that I already have. I will obviously update the content, but the topics, like you can see that the topics are interlinked. I have one that is a culture talk about data engineers and platform engineers and how to make people talk to each other. There is the security of serverless. Then there is the Terraform talk. Data platform with security in mind. Again, security, data platforms. GCP secure supply chain, security. Balancing tight security with fluid DevOps. This is a flavor of this one. I haven't done this one yet. I've done this one, balancing tight security with fluid DevOps, but as a joint talk with someone else in 15 minutes. So this one was like a very kind of short and sweet, and I would like to do it as a proper technical talk on my own, or maybe with someone else. I would like that. That's always fun to do talks with someone else. So I have 2 talks that I would like to do, so I will be probably applying them to everywhere I apply to kind of get there. This is a French version of the culture talk, and this is again security in Google Cloud, right? Security and data platforms, and a little bit of containers and serverless. These are the technologies that I like. This is what I do, and naturally I speak about those technologies. In the call for speakers, they say what they are looking for. So here we have session talk 45 minutes, or a lightning talk 5 minutes talk. State-of-the-art topics, thought leadership and innovation in the cloud native space. Highly technical sessions and containing hands-on demos and live coding are explicitly encouraged. So this is a very DevOps cloud native platformy systemy conference. What I would probably apply with is a Terraform talk. Okay, I have applied, so we have the session in evaluation, and I'm going to go ahead and copy the title of the talk into my Miro board. So Swiss Cloud Native Days, I will say that I've applied with this one. I will copy the unicorn emoji because I have now applied. Okay, and there is something interesting about this one. I have said that I will include live demos of something. This is not a usual thing for me, and this is something that I need to prepare for this particular talk, should it be accepted. So I will go ahead and pop it right here to say that this is what I applied with. The reason for this is that otherwise, if I just rely on my memory, I will not remember that I've said that I will include live demos. And then I will have surprise. People expect live demos and I don't deliver, and that is not great. I shall do what I said I will do. Okay, next up, Women of Silicon Roundabout. This is an interesting one, because it's a big conference. It's in Excel. Excel is a huge space, and it's Women of Silicon Roundabout. When I worked at Babylon, the Women in Tech Health group there, so like an association of women working at Babylon, essentially, Women in Tech Health we were all super hyped about this conference, and we tried to sponsor it once, and we wanted to go and talk there, like give a presentation. I think I missed it at one year at one point. So I remembered this year that it exists. And let's have a look and let's see if we can apply. 27th, 28th of November, let's check with my calendar. It is already here, and it's there with along with another conference that might happen, Cloud Expo Europe Paris. As you can see, I love my French-speaking events. So I have already filled in a like kind of show your interest form for Cloud Expo Europe Paris. If it is in the same dates as Women of Silicon Roundabout, and I am accepted to speak at a Women of Silicon Roundabout and at Cloud Expo Europe Paris, that will be complicated. I like living on the edge. Anyway, there is nothing else conflicting with it. So it's on my calendar. I will know not to bugger off to a different country on that day. So let's have a look at what we can do here. If you're a thought leader and believe you can join us in this mission, get in touch below. I shall. This year's theme is Digital X Human. AI, obviously. What I'm thinking for this one, I think like a technical, purely technical topic might not fly. So what I'm thinking is my culture talk. Everyone loves it when I give it, because there are so many anecdotes in it. There are so many kind of fun jokes and gigs. A lot of unanswered questions, which I leave intentionally because that provokes a discussion after the talk. So I think I'm gonna go with that one. And now I'm gonna say that I have submitted. I'm gonna say that it was data engineers are from Mars, platform engineers are from Venus. And I'm gonna say that it was a form on their website. Now, DevOps Barcelona. That is a nice one. It seems to be a big one. C4P. So you look for call for papers, call for speakers, CFP, C4P, C something else P. Basically, this is call for paper. Join us on stage. 16 available sessions. That is a lot of pressure. That is something you don't often see how many. Oh, okay, let's apply. And this is a Google form. Okay, what do we say? With this form, you can send up to 5 talks. That is great. And this is a general, larger DevOps conference. To this one, I'm gonna submit all of my security in GKE, security in Google Cloud, data platforms, serverless. I'm gonna submit as many as I can because these are technical topics that are likely to be interesting for these people. And I'm going to also include links to my previous recordings so that the organizers can have a look and judge my speaking ability according to my recordings. So this one allows me to send up to 5 talks, which I'm going to absolutely do. LinkedIn account. This is also something people ask for. Your LinkedIn account, your bio. Have a bio available. I think in my Miro board, I now have like 2 or 3 different bios. Oh yeah, no, just one. Where are you coming from? I'm gonna say Londra, London, UK. Number 1, talk title, talk description. Number 2, talk title. Okay, fine. We are going to copy-paste things from my Sessionize profile, and I'm gonna apply for this stuff. Okay, see you on the other side. I'm gonna put in this Miro board that the topics that I've selected for DevOps Barcelona. And I think that will be it for now. I have a couple of other conferences which don't have the CFPs open yet. When the CFPs open, I will submit, if I still want to go, of course. By the way, if you're invited to speak somewhere, it doesn't mean that you will be accepted to speak there, unless it's like a keynote and you are specifically selected because they wanted to have you deliver the keynote. It always goes like this. You're in the community and you just follow the drive of the community. And that is it for today. I hope this was interesting for you. I hope you learned a bit about the world of conferences and how people end up being speakers at conferences, demystifying a little bit. We're all just people. We're all just people that are passionate about what they do and want to share information and want to kind of meet other people, meet the community, learn from the community. I did say in one of my previous videos that when you speak at a conference, you don't always get to see many of the talks because you are stressing, preparing, revising, finishing your slides, speaking, getting off the adrenaline rush and chatting to a million of people during the event. But you do sometimes, you still do get to learn and exchange information. And if you do have time to attend other talks, then you have learned so much more than you've given. I hope you enjoyed the video. I am going to put a link to my previous videos right here. Enjoy it, watch it, subscribe, like, comment, subscribe, all of those things. And see you next time. Bye. I was still recording my screen all this time. Oh. Bon. Okay. I like living on the edge. This was a useless piece of information. Thank you very much.